Good morning, little chef. Welcome to day 36 of working as a chef on a yacht. Packing some lettuce up for our guests. They're gonna go feed the turtles, so we're gonna put it on the tender for them to feed the turtles. Before the guests even arrived, we knew that they wanted to go see the turtles, so we made sure the tender was stocked with food and drinks. Where's the cooler cap? I am always surprised when it comes to storage on boats. This back seat on the tender has a cooler underneath. I didn't even know this turned into a cooler.
It is a cooler.
This is my third year working around this same tender. You learn something new every day. The guests are set to arrive in about 2 hours, so I got started on lunch prep. I like to finish every meal with a sweet treat. So for lunch today, I'm making lemon posset. This is an English dessert. Think of it like a lemon-flavored custard. Now, technically, it's not really a custard since there's no egg yolk in it, but it sets up the same way. This is probably one of the easiest desserts that you can make. It's only 3 ingredients. Heavy cream, sugar, and lemon. And what makes this dessert extra cute is that you serve it in the shell of the lemon. Into a pan, you'll add 16 ounces of heavy cream, 3/4 cup of sugar, 5 tablespoons of lemon juice, and the zest from a whole lemon. Bring that bad boy up to a boil for 3 minutes, let it cool, and pour it into those lemon molds. At this point, it's just gonna look like lemon soup, but don't worry, once you put it into the fridge, let it set for a couple hours, it will be perfect. I'll serve my lemon posset on a platter with some fresh strawberries to add a pop of color. I love making desserts ahead of time, so that way once the guests are finished with lunch, I can immediately bring them their dessert. And what could be better than eating a nice cold lemon dessert on the upper deck of a yacht? After I got finished making the lemon possets, I had a lot of leftover lemon juice. As soon as these guests get on board, I wanna make sure they have a cocktail in hand. So into that lemon juice, I'm adding some vodka, limoncello, and sugar to make lemon drop martinis. For lunch, I'm seasoning a pork loin with some Caribbean spices and searing that off, serving it with an arugula salad and Caribbean macaroni and cheese. There are a couple dietary restrictions on board, so instead of the Caribbean mac and cheese, I'm substituting it with a cottage cheese mac and cheese. On the radio, I got word that the guests are heading back from the airport, and that means I have about 20 minutes to get lunch prepared. I seared off my pork loin, sliced it up, tossed my arugula salad, and plated it up. While the guests are enjoying lunch on the upper deck, I plated up the lemon posset. As soon as the guests saw this coming upstairs, they fell in love with it. They thought it was the cutest thing ever. Making food for others is truly my love language, so when I see people enjoying what I've made for them, it makes my heart smile. Just because we finished another meal, it doesn't mean that I can take a break yet. I have to prep for dinner. I'm putting a dry rub on some steaks. These steaks are going to be for tomorrow's dinner, but I want to go ahead and get that out of the way. These chicken breasts are also for another night, but the longer it sits in the marinade, the better. You will rarely see me cook chicken breast without first being in a marinade. I put a lot of salt in my marinade, so that salt gets into the chicken breast. It's gonna help retain moisture, and it's not gonna dry out like if I just seasoned a chicken breast with salt and pepper. For cocktail hour, we're doing 2 different types of appetizers. For the first appetizer, I'm making a ciabatta sandwich. I'll start off by spreading on a sun-dried tomato paste. And to fill the sandwich, I'll layer on buffalo mozzarella, thick slices of tomato, big handful of arugula, and last but not least, a nice drizzle of some balsamic glaze. I'll slice the sandwiches on a diagonal because that's the only correct way. Stick a toothpick in them, plate them up, and keep them in the fridge until the guests are ready for cocktail hour. For the second appetizer, we're doing barbecue Korean octopus. I initially provision the yacht with pre-cooked octopus that I keep frozen, so that way I can pull it out, put a little marinade on it, and sear it. For this marinade, I'm using hoisin, gochujang, sesame oil, and soy sauce. My favorite vessel to marinate anything in is in a Ziploc baggie. You can really get in there with your hands, stir it up without the mess. And then after you're done with it, you can just toss it. Since this octopus is already cooked, all I need to do is sear it off. To plate it up, I put it in this beautiful octopus platter that we had on board, put some toothpicks in, and garnished with lemons. The guests were all relaxing at the bow of the boat, so I brought up the appetizers and drinks, and they had their cocktail party there. During cocktail hour, I am still in the galley working on dinner prep. Tonight, we are going Greek. I'll be serving Greek salad, sweet potato puree, tabbouleh, asparagus, and lamb chops. There's no set menu that I stick to, it kind of just depends on what I have in the fridge. We had lots of cucumbers and tomatoes, so that works perfectly for the Greek salad. Lamb is probably one of the most popular proteins amongst all of these guests, so I have a lot of rack of lambs on board. I'll trim them up a bit, drizzle with olive oil, season, and throw them into the oven to roast. Yesterday we had no guest on board, so I spent some time prepping, and one of the things that I got out of the way was this tabbouleh salad. And it's going to be served cold, so all I have to do is plate it up. Another side dish that I made yesterday was the sweet potato puree, and that does need to be reheated. For the final touches, I dressed my Greek salad, roasted off my asparagus, and then when they came out of the oven, I drizzled with some balsamic glaze and feta. If you're enjoying this channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to show your support. And if you're interested in learning more about cooking, I offer once a month live cooking classes. You can check the description below for more information. After I got everything plated up and put onto the serving table, I radioed the crew to come help me run food up to the upper deck. And for dessert, I served my famous baklava. Bye, little chef.